class is going to be a gentle yin restorative class. And I often have a theme, and my theme tonight is releasing worry with intention. And so find yourself a comfortable seat, sitting up on either block or bolster, and find those sit bones, connect them into the earth. And tilt your pelvic bowl forward and stack your spine all the way up to the sky. Take in a big, juicy, delicious inhale. And a long, smooth exhale. Breathing in all the things that are good and working. Breathing out, letting go of that worry. Letting it just float away on the breeze. Breathing in through your nose. And out through your mouth. And flip your palms up to the sky. Just take a moment and notice how you feel this Sunday evening. Taking a moment to find some peace within. Close the eyes if that feels good. Breathing in through your nose. And out through your mouth. And bring a hand to heart and another hand to the top. Just checking in. Sending yourself some kindness and compassion for whatever worry you might be feeling at this moment. Breathing in once again all the hope and light and goodness and beauty out there in the world in this moment. Letting go on the breeze, any of that tightness. Pressing the heel of your hand into your heart, releasing a bit of oxytocin, letting it circulate around, enjoying it. And just notice how you feel. Invite settling, invite peace, invite calm. In this moment, all is well. In this moment, you are safe. In this moment, there is ease. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And lowering hands, straighten your legs out in front of you, opening eyes. Find those sit bones. You can stay up on your block or your bolster. Slide hands down your legs, down towards your shins. And inviting a bit of release, dropping head, bringing toes forward. Pause in a spot that feels good. Breathe in once again. And pour out worry with the breath. Anything you'd like to let go of. Worry about people you love, the things that aren't going right. Breathing in through your nose. And use the breath to pour out gently, not forcing it, just letting it flow, softening. Inviting the breath to create space and loosen. And exhale, let it go. Slowly slide up your shins to your knees, to your thighs, sitting upright. Reaching your arms out and up towards the sky, reaching tall, 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 growing as tall as you can. And exhale, drop your shoulders and enjoy for a minute. Reach up tall. And exhale, drop those shoulders. Let your sit bones sink into the earth underneath you. Opening arms out towards the side and letting them come down to the floor, wiggle toes. And we will take out whatever's underneath us and come to hands and knees. Keep your bolster and your blocks nearby. And from hands and knees, bring your knees apart, toes together, and slide your hips back, walk your fingers forward, and lower your forehead to the floor. And take a moment here in child's pose. Breathe in and out. 5 deep breaths here. Stretch fingers a little longer and hips sink back a little farther. Breathe in and out. 3 more big deep breaths. Breathe in long and smooth. And exhale. Envision the release, the letting go, or loosening, whatever feels good to you, not forcing it. Breathing in long, deep, and smooth. And exhale, let it go. Last in breath, bringing all the way to the tiniest little intercostal muscles and farthest alveoli in the back of that rib cage. And exhale, release long and slow. Slowly lifting up, sliding elbows forward, coming into Sphinx pose. Lower those, that front of your hip bones to the floor. Flatten them into the earth. Elbows directly under your shoulders and palms flat to the earth. Spread your fingers wide, wide, wide. Plant front of your hips into the earth. Inhale, your heart will reach forward. And breathe in. Pour the breath all the way into your belly. Exhale, release and soften. 5 breaths here. Enjoy your lower back. It's like a flushing out. Breathing in, softening, creating space. Exhale, let it out. 2 more. Curling toes, press back into child's pose. I invite you to keep your knees together this time and sink your hips back. Your lower back will feel something different. Wiggle fingers as far forward as possible and lower your forehead to the floor. If you need a block under your forehead to reach the floor, grab them. 5 long deep breaths here. Notice the firmness on your third eye. Enjoy it. Enjoy your armpits, your fingers. Blowing those worries out with the out breath onto the breeze. One more, long, smooth, even. It's like bathing your nervous system with breath and softness and kindness. Slowly walking your hands back towards your face, pressing up. Coming to hands and knees, once again, tabletop. Inhale for cow and enjoy the front of your belly, heart is shining forward. Exhale, round into cat. We'll do 3 cat cows. Move your spine, let it feel amazing. When you're shifting worry, moving a bit can feel good, soft and easy. In restorative yin, we don't move fast. We don't go up and down over and over. We just enjoy. Let it be delicious and kind to your nervous system. Coming back to tabletop. Pause here for a minute. Curl your toes and send your hips up for a downward dog as a stretch, not as anything hard or challenging. Enjoy your calves, letting them reach towards the floor. Release your head. Let it be a huge release. You can move your hips gently side to side. You can walk that dog. Let your body guide you. And as things stretch, enjoy the release. Envision softening and letting go of those things you've been holding tightly. Huge breath in and out. Three more breaths here. Let it really feel amazing. When you feel ready, bend your knees. Come back down to child's pose, knees apart, toes together. If child's pose is hard for you, you can put a blanket between your rear end and your calves or a bolster. Reach arms as far forward as you can and sink into the earth. Pause and rest. 5 breaths. Last breath here. Bathing your nervous system with calm. Inviting it to soften. Maybe let go of some of that hypervigilance. Solutions usually come when you're inviting space. When you feel ready, sliding back onto your belly, creating a nice pillow with your hands. Placing them flat, put your forehead on the pillow, and coming into a prone shavasana, the tops of your feet are on the floor, the front of your hips are on the floor, and noticing the rest of your body flat on the floor. A position we're rarely in. Noticing that stability in your knees. Adjusting hands. You may wish to move your hands out of the way and turn your ear to the floor. Notice if it's tied to your neck or not. Easing perhaps to the left or whichever side you put. 3 breaths on this side. Turn your gaze to the opposite side. Pause and rest. Adjust if anything is uncomfortable, making sure you're comfortable. Notice what's touching the floor. Noticing perhaps that unwinding. Bring forehead back to the floor. Place your left palm on the floor, forehead on that left palm. Bend your right knee and bring your hands back around. Grab your foot if you can. And enjoy a release in the thigh. Elbow is bent. Don't overdo it. Breathe into the front of your leg. 3 breaths. Let it feel amazing. Release that foot, switch sides. 3 breaths on this side. Left hand grabs the top of the left foot, right hand supports your forehead. And notice the front body. Let it melt into the floor. Inviting release with the breath, with the stretch. 1 more breath on this side. Release your foot, letting it land on the earth. Untangle your hands, pressing back up to hands and knees. Inhale for cow, enjoy your spine. Exhale for cat, once again, rounding as high as you can. Let it be the fullest expression of a cat that works for your body. I know some of you love cats, release your neck. Curl toes and come up to downward dog for a moment. Enjoy it. You might try a very narrow one, enjoying the backs of the legs. Walk hands towards your feet and sag forward, grab opposite elbows, release your back, shake your head. Let it feel really good. Treating yourself well. Swaying like a tree in the breeze. Find your center. And let yourself hang. If you have blocks nearby, you can place them in a little tower, taller on the bottom, flatter on the top, and place your forehead on the blocks. This is a yoga pose that really helps with stress and worry. Press the third eye into the floor, into the blocks, into the earth. Letting your head hang, your knees are bent generously. You need to double stack, you can do that. If you don't have blocks, but have a chair or a couch, you can do that. Pressing that third eye into something. I like to use blocks in all my classes, so if you practice with me either for my Saturday mindful yoga or for restorative, I highly recommend buying some. They're not expensive. And they're just lovely. Bend your left knee, straight your right, and enjoy 2 breaths. Pouring the breath in. Down through that right leg, into the floor. Breathe up through the right leg. And out your mouth. Bend the left knee. Bend your right knee, straight your left. Pour the breath up through the leg, all the way into your chest. Breathing out your chest, your belly, and put that left leg into the floor. Breathing in the left leg, all the way up into your belly. Into your chest, and exhaling it all the way back out through belly, chest, into the floor, into the earth. Bend both knees. Move the blocks out of the way. And gently rolling up, unrolling your spine with kindness, letting it feel amazing. And pause, standing for a moment. Moving super, super slowly. When you feel complete, we're going to come down to lie down on your back. Have your blocks nearby, your bolster nearby. Start off lying flat on your back, knees bent. And let yourself melt into the floor. In Yin Restorative, it's about supporting yourself well, taking care of yourself. Letting yourself ground and land here into the floor. Melt. Notice your breath. Notice your chest rise and fall. Bring soles of your feet together, knees apart. And we'll come into Supta Baddha Konasana, or reclining butterfly. You can put blocks under your knees if the stretch on your knees feels too wide, and then setting that up so if you want to take a look and see what that looks like, feel free. And you can bring 2 hands to belly. For worry and stress, I think that's often feels amazing. Or a hand to heart, hand to belly. You choose what feels right for you today. 6 breaths here. Breathe in through your nose. And pour it out your mouth. Pour the breath down all the way to the underside of your hands, wherever they are. And visualize it leaving. This visualization of the breath is a form of pranayama, which is what they call breath work. Breathing in through your nose, pouring it into your belly. Notice your belly rise. And exhale, belly falls, and breath pours out. Breathing in through your nose, all the way into the belly. Exhale, let it out and melt into the earth. Let the breath restore, replenish, rejuvenate, refill every nook and cranny. Gently bring hands to the outside of your thighs and draw your knees together. We're going to come into a twist, and you can either do knees together, toes apart, arms over your head in an easy cactus, and drop them to one side. For some of you, that will feel most delicious. For this group, I think there'll be a mixture. So for some of you, you want to have your feet in line with your hips. You'll lift your hips up and shift your hips about 6 inches to the right. Draw your knees in and drop your knees to the left, coming into that twist. And if you have a block, you can put your block between your knees or your bolster. And then decide what would feel good to your arms. Would a T, would a cactus, and settle in. That top leg in this twist can straighten if it feels good, or keep them both bent. Your hips should be stacked. If you need to reorganize, do so. And we'll be here wherever you've landed for 6 more breaths. In yin, we do a lot of 6 to 12 breaths in position. If you have more room, you can gaze to the right, the side of your neck, like so. Gently bring your gaze back to center. You have the block between your knees, move it out of the way. And bring your hips and knees back to center. And if you're doing the knock-kneed, come back to center, find your sacrum. Pick your hips up once again, shift them to the left if you're doing the full twist. Draw your knees in and drop your knees to the right. And find a block and put it between your knees if that feels good. And settle in. Pouring the breath in and out. In your mind's eye, send the breath wherever the tightness is, wherever perhaps the worry is. If it's in your throat, bathe it with breath. If it's in your chest, bathe it with breath. Breathing in, perhaps sending it all the way to the belly to the waist. Closing eyes and melting. Letting your nervous system intentionally unwind. At this moment, nothing to worry about, nothing to do, Nothing to fix. Bring your gaze back to center if it's not. Grab the block if you have it between your knees and remove it and draw knees back to center. Bring your knees into your chest, grab your shins and rock side to side. Massage your back with kindness. Let it melt into the floor all the way to the edge on either side. And really enjoy. If a happy baby would feel good, grab the outer edge of your feet, press your knees in and have a rock here. Massage, invite release. If bringing your feet together would feel good. Press feet into heels together and into your groin. Enjoy the inner thigh release. When this feels complete, release your hands, come back to knees bent and have a bolster or a block nearby. And you'll grab that block. Palms will face the floor. Bring your your heels closer to your rear end, knees bent. Press into your feet and slide the block underneath you for a supported bridge or the bolster. Not on the highest setting if you're using the block. And if you don't have a bolster, use a pillow or a couch cushion for this one. So your hips are up in the air, but not too high. Notice the soles of your feet on the floor. Align your knees with your hips and walk your feet out a bit so your knees are about 90 degrees. Make sure they're not all scrunched up. Notice your shoulders, untuck them. Palms can lift up off the floor. Let your fingers wiggle. Press them lightly on the earth. Notice your sacrum on the block or the pillow. Breathe in through your nose. All the way into that sacrum, or perhaps all the way through the hip flexors to your knees. And exhale, breathe all the way out. Inhale, bathing your body, especially those hip flexors which release when they're here. Exhale, melt into the block. Notice the blood flow heading back towards your body, towards your head and your heart. Let yourself melt in and enjoy this. Breathing in, bathing yourselves with calm. Exhale, letting go. Play with the exhales, let them feel amazing. Readjust any fingers or toes that might need readjusting here. Breathing in through your nose. And out through your mouth. 3 more breaths here. If you need to lower your hips, you can lower the block, or you can take the bolster out. Ensure that it feels completely restorative and restful. And you can stay here, or if you wish, bend one knee to 90 degrees, raising the foot in the air. And bend the other knee. Shins are parallel to the ceiling, ankles are flexed. Raise your right foot to the sky. Raise the left foot to the sky. Your feet will be in the air. Your sacrum will be flat on the block, making sure you have a really nice base here. Breathe in and out. Roll your ankles if that feels good. And bring the blood flow forward back down through your legs to your head. Letting this be a full reset. Bend one knee and then the other. Lower your feet to the floor one at a time. Lift up, slide the block out. And lower your sacrum to the floor. And enjoy. Bring your right ankle over your left knee. Thread your hands through to the left thigh and raise that left foot, coming into figure four. And I invite you to roll side to side, have a rock. Massage your back here. And notice how your hips feel as you do this. Come to stillness. If you have more room, bring your hand to the left shin and hug it in. And press right elbow into right knee. If you have more room. And let it feel really, truly juicy at the knees. Send the breath into the hip. Let the hip soften. Breathe in through your nose. Out through your mouth. Maybe even that horse's breath. I know how horses next door, letting the out breath sound like that horse sound. Meaning your lips are fully relaxed. Let the left shin in a little bit tighter. Big breath in. Exhale, release your shin, lower your left foot to the floor, and pause for a moment. Reach your arms over your head in an easy cactus shape. If that doesn't work for your shoulder, do something that does. Drop your right foot, sole of the foot to the floor, point into a figure four twist. And enjoy your outer hip waist. The left outer thigh is on the floor, left knee is on the floor. And if you have room, gaze to the right. Pour the breath into your right glute and hip. Down the right side body and exhale, really loosen it and soften. 3 more breaths here. Bring your gaze back to center. Bring your knees back to center. The right ankle still over the left knee. And you're gonna bring your knees knee on top of knee here. Flatten sacrum, hug your knees into your chest, and if you can, grab your ankles and bring them in towards you, perhaps the outer feet, lower shoulders, and enjoy that right hip. A little bit of a different stretch. Have a rock. Release your feet or ankles. Lower left foot to the floor, untangle that right foot. Lower both feet to the floor and take a minute here in between undo shoulders and the other kinks that might want to be released. Bring the left ankle over right knee. Hug your thigh, bring it in towards you, coming into figure four. Take your time here. Press left elbow into left knee, if that feels good. Hug right knee in towards you, roll ankles. Breathe. Long and deep. Use the breath. Sending it into the tight nooks and crannies of the left hip, all the way down to your toes, your ankles. If you have room, grab the right shin and hug it in. And it may be different on this side. You may want to rock with the shin. You may want to be still. You may not reach the shin on this side. We're not supposed to be symmetric. Just simply enjoy. Release the hands from the shin. Lower the right foot to the floor. Raise arms over your head in a cactus shape or a T, whatever works for your shoulders. And once again, it might be different on this side. Drop your knees to the right. Left shoulder foot lands on the floor. Right outer knee lands on the floor. And let that left hip luxuriate in the stretch, the breath, breathing in and out, down that left line of the body, out through the hip. If you want to gaze left, and that feels good to your neck, add that in. And gaze back to center. Gently bring your knees back to center. Cross knee over knee. Find your sacrum flat on the earth. Bring your arms towards your ankles, bring your knees towards you, and see if you can grab the outer edge of your feet and hug them in. And enjoy your hips here, a little rock. If this doesn't work, just come back to lying on the floor with your knees bent, sacrum on the floor. But for those of you for whom this is lovely, take 5 breaths. Wherever you are, intentionally not. Use the breath to soften, to change your cells. Give them oxygen, releasing CO2, softening, Inviting space where you are tight. Letting go what's available to you. And when you feel complete, releasing the feet, bring your feet back to the floor on table. Soles of the feet together, knees apart. Come back to Supta Baddha Konasana or reclining butterfly. Hand to heart, hand to belly this time. And check in here. 10 breaths. Send the breath to your nervous system. Anywhere that still feels revved up, invite it to soften, invite calm. Gently bring your hands to your outer thighs and draw your knees together. Stretch your legs long and reach your arms long over your head. Right thumb and middle finger grab the left wrist. Reach arms long, right toes long in front, and enjoy the whole front body here. Huge breath in, grow long and tall. Exhale, release. Walk your feet to the left side of the mat. Right ankle will land atop left ankle. And reach your hands to the left, coming into a crescent moon. Enjoy the entire right leg of the body. You might want to switch your hands here. Left thumb and middle finger wrap the right wrist, tug, reach, enjoy, huge breaths. Pour them up through the toes of the right side to your hip, to the farthest regions of your ribs and lungs, to your armpit, to your fingers, fingertips, and let the breath out the whole right side body. Find the breath up the right side body. Through the fingertips and breathing it out all the way down the right line through the toes. Uncross your feet. Release your hands, bring everything back to center. Switch the clasp of your hands. Inhale, grow tall and long, stretch your toes long, center first. Exhale, release. Walk feet to the right. Left ankle atop right. Tug your left wrist to the right, coming into a crescent moon here. Breathing from the toes to the ankles to the waist to the armpit, through your arm to your fingertips. Pour the breath out the left side body all the way in a line through your toes. Practicing pranayama, I think it's complicated. Breathing in through your toes, up the line of your body. Left waist, hips. And back out. Uncross your ankles, come back to center. Release your hands. Inhale, grow tall once again. Long, tall, wiggle fingers, wiggle toes. Exhale, let it go. Lower hands by your sides. Bend knees, palms on the floor. Reach your hips out for a quick bridge to release the back body. Release your shoulders. Enjoy it. Hips reach up to the sky, enjoy your back body here, lift up your toes. Shimmy shoulders underneath you, heart is light. Exhale, release and unroll to the floor. Arrive and pause. Breathe. Notice. We're going to come into Shavasana here. And in restorative, we stay longer or gentle, whatever you want to call this. I would, if you have a bolster or a pillow, put it under your knees. Your knees are supported. If you want a blanket or an eye pillow and you happen to have one, you can do that. And I invite you here to bring your hand to heart and your hand to belly. Lifting up elbows, letting them land softly. Wiggle toes. Breathe in through your nose. Notice your belly rise. Exhale. Soften the belly, release. Breathe into the back side of the heart. Notice your chest rise. Exhale, release. Two more easy breaths here, hand to heart, hand to belly. Choose whether you'd like to keep your hands on you or on the floor, palms up. Notice what feels better, or perhaps on the floor, palms down. Take a moment to decide what works for you. And allow yourself to melt into the floor. Let go of anything you are holding here for a moment. You can always pick it back up later if you need it. Enjoy the breath. Let the earth hold you. Let your body breathe for itself. Let go of control of everything. A few moments here of complete rest. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Letting consciousness come back in slowly, kindly. Slowly wiggle fingers and toes gently, slowly. Noticing your pinky, your ring finger, your middle finger, index finger, thumb. Notice each toe. Notice all the toes. Notice your feet and your ankles. Notice everything. Begin to move gently, slowly, and take a big, delicious stretch in any way that feels good to you. Slowly roll over to one side in a fetal position or like a baby and hang out there for a few breaths. Noticing how you are safe, how you are held. Let it feel really good. Notice how your nervous system feels now. After bathing it with breath and kindness and space. And when you feel ready, make your way up to a seat. You can close your eyes when you arrive and bring hand to heart, hand to belly, or two hands to belly. Notice what feels better to you. Pause there. Closing eyes, sinking back into Shavasana. Breathe in through your nose, let your chest rise, belly rise, filling yourself up with a little more kindness, space, love, compassion. Breathe out any last bit of that worry you'd like to let go of for tonight. You can always pick it up again later if you need, but maybe you won't need it. Breathing in more of that love, kindness, and compassion. And breathing out any of that tension, anything held. Letting your body melt on the exhale. 2 more breaths like this, breathing into the bottom side of the hands on your chest and belly, or both on belly. Last one, ensure the exhale is longer than the inhale here. Breathing in long and smooth. Breathing out long and even smoother. Pause at the bottom and notice how you feel. Breathe in once again. Go back to your normal breath. Take a moment here to set your intention for the week ahead. Listening to your heart with one hand, listening to your belly with the other, or really listening to your belly, wherever your hands are, listen there. While you breathe normally, eyes closed, reconnect with your body, with who you are, what you need, how you would like to move forward and experience this week ahead. Knowing that when we are well taken care of and calm is when we have that clarity. both hands together, palms together, warming them up, rubbing them together, creating a little heat and energy. Bringing that energy, thumbs right into your sternum, finger pads reach to the sky, press palms together, elbows out wide. Thank you all so much for practicing with me this evening.